It will be very difficult for Nigeria constitution to be amended. Nigeria constitution encourages corruption. Nigeria constitution encourages looting. Nigeria constitution encourages anyone to be in power and not work for the people, and there will be no penalty for it. That is the reason why several times when they propose to amend Nigeria constitution, it always don't work. Why? Because the people that will amend the constitution are the same people that have made Nigeria not to develop. Now, before the swearing in of Obasanjo in 1999, Nigeria constitution has never existed. It was corrupt men with evil intention that wrote the constitution. Now, the first thing in the constitution says, the primary responsibility of every government is to protect lives and property. Now, when you check the whole of Nigeria constitution, there is no penalty. There is no penalty for bad behavior. If you say the primary responsibility of every government is to protect life and property, what is the penalty of a government who could not or did not protect lives and property? There is no direct penalty for it. This is the Nigeria constitution. Because normally in every sector they will tell you, if you don't do this or if you do this, this is the penalty for it. Nigeria constitution said the primary responsibility of every government is to protect life and property. What if anyone in public office refused to protect life and property? What's the penalty for it? For example, now, if a governor loots money in the office, go to Nigeria constitution. There is no place where they will directly say, if you loot money or if you siphon a public fund, there is no direct penalty for it. That's the reason why when you check the Nigeria constitution, it always have a double face. If you use section 1 subsection 2 paragraph 8 to hold somebody, you will see another lawyer who will use section 88 subsection 2 paragraph 9 to untie that thing. That's the reason why it will always be difficult for Nigeria to move forward, and people don't understand this part. And this is the reason why when you charge these men to court, like Yaya Bello, for example, Okowa, for example, when you take them to court, they don't stay 2-3 days. Why? Because they will look for somebody who is very familiar with the constitution to untie that thing, to untie that criminal offense which they have committed. That's the reason why it is very difficult for you to hold these corrupt men. Why? Because the constitution encourages corruption by making the constitution to have a double face. That's the reason why when you go to the latter part of Nigeria constitution, you always see if a conditional statement. If before the court of law, once there is if, forget it, you've already lost that case. So this is the reason why Nigerians that are in power cannot be penalized for bad behavior, for corruption, for looting, for underdevelopment, for siphoning. That's the reason why it cannot work, because of the constitution. So until we amend the constitution and have a direct penalty for those that are in public office if they loot, then we will know that we are heading somewhere. Whether you call them INEC, one you protest, it cannot work. Why? Because the book that is guiding the public offices encourages corruption, which is the Nigeria constitution. That's the number one problem that we have in this country. So until then, we continue like this.